If you can spot the signs, you could argue that Equilibrium is actually about the fall of angels, seen from Satan's perspective. First off, a bit of a clarification. I'm not saying the film is about Satanism. The Satan I'm talking about is the pre-fall Satan, when he was still an angel. In the Judeo-Christian beliefs, Satan is a fallen angel cast down from heaven by God. In Christianity, he is further explained as the ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world that was cast down from heaven along with his fellow angels. Before I go any further, I must warn you, there will be spoilers ahead. In Equilibrium, we're presented with the city of Libria, sometime after World War III. The war almost destroyed mankind, and in fear of it happening again, a law preventing emotions was put in place. To enforce this law, the drug Prosium was developed. It is said to completely remove all emotions, but as evident by events in the film, it's not 100% accurate. We follow Preston, a Grammaton cleric, a super cop of the future. He hunts down people who still feels and objects that make them feel. This means just about everything that doesn't come in a concrete grey color. The Grammaton clerics work for the Tetragrammaton. Here's our first glimpse at the heavenly subtext. In Judeo-Christian beliefs, God has a name, but the name is lost. In Judaism, you're not allowed to mention his name, but in Christianity you are. The only thing both can agree on is that his name consists of 4 letters. These letters are called the Tetragrammaton. The literal meaning of that is 4 letters. The figurative meaning is the letters forming the name of God. Moreover, the lawmaker of Libria is simply called Father, another name used in Judeo-Christian beliefs for God. In the film, Preston begins with no emotions at all. Not even when his wife is dragged off to be burned alive for the crime of feeling does he show any emotion. It is soon evident for the viewer that he has the capacity to feel, as he gets nightmares of his wife's abduction during the early morning hours. The hours when the Prosium in his blood is running out before he has a chance to take a new dose. He often gets questions from his son if he thinks the boy should turn others in for the sense crimes he sees. Unfeelingly, Preston always responds, yes. We get more glimpses into the total obedience from those who cannot feel throughout the film. When Preston begins to feel, he rearranges his desk, something his co-worker immediately remarks on, as all desks are arranged exactly the same. When Father holds public speeches, everyone applauds without showing any emotion, just because they should applaud. The speech fills no other purpose than to show that the people are obedient. Those who feel, however, they don't have to obey. Until they are discovered by Tetragrammaton, there is no repercussion for their disobedience. What sets Preston on his quest for emotions is jealousy. He sees how good the people who feel has it, and he wants the same thing they have. Now this shares a lot with the biblical scriptures' depiction of the fallen angels. The angels had no will of their own, and they always obeyed the Father. Satan and a few of his fellow angels saw how man could disobey the Father with little repercussion, and this disobedience came with other benefits, the ability to love and to feel emotions. Satan wanted this more than anything, and for his disobedience he was cast down from heaven, along with his fellow jealous angels. Furthermore, in the film we often see Preston talking to his superior Dupont. Dupont often recites the words of the Father. We hear things like, "It is the will of the Father, and his will is law," and "It is not for us to understand his will, it is for us to obey it." These are direct quotes from the Old Testament and is said by angels in the Bible. Another clue lies in Preston's rival Brandt. Brandt is often seen with his uniform on, even after work. He almost always seen with his weapon in hand. He also has the uncanny ability to show up in unexpected places with impeccable time. Archangels have this ability to be in several places at once, and one archangel in particular always has his weapon and armor at hand. Michael. Michael is also the saint patron of police and law enforcement and is called the Great Equalizer. Is that a coincidence? Michael was also the one who performed the actual casting out of the fallen angels, on God's orders. DuPont also shares similarities with an archangel, Gabriel. Gabriel is the messenger of God, literally the one who delivers the word of the Father. In some Christian beliefs, God is no longer there. He was there, but not anymore. In these beliefs, it's most often Gabriel that carries the will of God. As evident in the ending scene of the film, Father has been dead for years. DuPont has acted in the name of Father, carrying out his will. The people who feel are confined to the under, or the nether. Both are referenced in the Bible as names for parts of the earth where man can tread and where angels end up when they fall. It is here that Preston spends most of his time, after he stopped taking his doses. All who are caught feeling emotions get instant sentence to burn alive in an incinerator. This could be a reflection of purgatory, the eternal flame that burns all sinners who goes against the word of the Father. One last question remains though. Even if all of this is true, why would Preston be Satan? Although Preston often shows some remorse when people around him dies, he never really tries to help them. He would try, as long as he wouldn't be discovered by others from Tetragrammaton. But as soon as that risk is apparent, he just walks away. Through the whole film, he doesn't manage to save a single person. On the contrary, he alone stands for half of the body count of the film. A whopping 118 people met their death by Preston's hand. On top of this, he also lies at every opportunity. He is, in short, a destroyer of man and a great deceiver. Let me remind you again what the Bible said. That ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. Now, there is no proof that this is what Kurt Wimmer meant when he wrote the script, but you could argue. Oh, and as a bonus note, Libra could be either read as City of Freedom or the Great Book. The latter is also known under another name, the Bible. Just saying.